Fix It Tony here. Thanks for clicking on the video. Sorry it's been a little while. I accidentally hurt myself. I know I'm wearing flip-flops to do this, but get an idea of what I did. Anyway, I had a Dodger game, decided to go after a ball that I had no business going after and slipped on a bench and hit myself. So, any case, and for you guys who are asking, no, I did not get the ball. So it kind of really sucked. So anyway, I'm recovering now. I'm going to use a little bit of help today to get this done because my leg is still hurting. I have a little bit of a bone bruise and a contusion and a hematoma or whatever they want to call it. So it's pretty beat up. But we're going to do something you guys have been asking for, and really honestly, I'm curious. We're going to start with a mixture. Since this engine takes 10 quarts basically, we're going to go ahead and mix a 530 with a 520 and see if that will help oil consumption. These engines always drink oil. It's just how much do they drink. It was kind of having some issues in the earlier videos. We used Valvoline Restore and Protect. It actually eliminated the excessive drinking of oil, but they drink oil, and that's not uncommon. You can go to every thread, every engine I've worked on, these 4.6s, they consume oil. It's just a product of the way the engine runs. The PCV system is not the problem here. I actually went in here with the scope, took a look. There's no oil in the intake. That's not the issue. It's just the way the design of these engines, unfortunately, they lose a little bit of oil. Now, a lot of people are questioning, is it a design flaw, or is it because in the US we require 520? And a lot of people will say, well, 520 is because of manufacture. I just want you all to know, 520 and 020 are purely because of fuel economy requirements. It's the only thing that drove this oil. If you go to Europe or any other country around the world, the vast majority of them will be 030 and 530. And the reason why we do it here in the US is purely because they're trying to get a little more fuel economy because of requirements, and they're trying to avoid penalties, especially in V8 vehicles, cars that are pretty much not available unless you go super luxury nowadays, to try to get a little bit more fuel economy out of them. So these engines will run perfectly fine on 530. But, you know, I wanted to see what the difference is going to be. So we have a baseline right now. This car right now with mixed driving averages roughly about 21.5 miles to the gallon. So we're going to switch to a hybrid oil. So we're going to mix these two together. We're going to get 525. And then we'll see what that does to fuel economy. We're going to do that for a full oil change interval of 5,000 miles. And then we're going to go ahead and switch it to the 530, and then we're going to do the same thing and see what happens. We're also going to see if we're consuming more or less oil, or if that changes anything. Again, the baseline was done with this. This engine currently consumes roughly about a quarter oil every 22 to 2,500 miles. Totally within spec. They actually allow, I think, 1 quart for every 800 miles, which is insane. I think that's way too much. But understanding that this engine's, these engines do consume a little bit of oil, we have a good baseline. So we'll see if it's consuming more or less oil after we do this oil change. And then when we switch over to the 530, see if that changes anything and kind of go from there. Again, if we're in a super cold, environment, we definitely want to do a 030 and a 020, but we're in the middle of summer here. It's well over 100 degrees in the summer. We're okay with a 525 that we're going to put together here. So without further ado, we'll get this car in the air. So before I get her up in the air, I actually wanted to test the brake fluid. If you looked at my previous video, I started using this cool tool. It's very inexpensive, but it's going to tell you whether or not you have water in your system. And it does for dot 3, 4, and 5. Basically, what you're going to do is just go ahead and pull your cap. And this is a must for anything with these modulator pumps. A lot of hybrids have this. Water destroys these systems. And because it destroys the system, it'll destroy your pump. So we're just going to go pull the cap off of that, and we're just going to dip it in there. And it'll tell us our water content of whether or not this is good or not. So dip her in, and she's green, less than 1%. If it's a problem, you will see it change orange or red. Now, if you go orange or red, it's time to change your brake fluid. It means that there's water content in there, and water in a brake system will cause rust and other things to go bad in it, and next thing you know, you're buying a new pump. And a new pump on one of these Lexuses, or even on the hybrid vehicles, $2,000+ plus. So save yourself some money, buy one of these little bad boys for 20 bucks. use the affiliate link below. It helps the channel. So thanks, guys. So we'll get the oil change going here. Okay. My assistant should be here soon, but I would definitely want to get all the oil out of here. So we're going to go ahead and let this drain for a while we're waiting. I wish I could do this all myself today, but unfortunately, and you guys know, if you guys hurt yourselves, you gotta, once in a while, gotta ask for help just to not hurt yourselves even worse or prolong your recovery. So we'll go ahead and get this drained here and wait for our help to show up. Ooh, that's black. Not horrible, but definitely black. All right, she's been draining for quite a while now. We're going to go ahead and get in here with the scope and take a look inside. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm actually going to use the SD card on the bore scope to take a look, so it'll be a little bit clearer for you guys. So this should work out a little bit better for you guys to see what I'm looking at. Usually the reflection of the screen makes it hard, but as you can see, she's still spotless inside, no real issues here. Kind of moving around. The windage tray on these blocks your ability to see up into the cylinder walls, but you can get a good look and see how things are looking. It looks like the Mobil one has continued to keep this engine clean. The Valvoline did a nice job on it. But again, if whatever one's cheaper and works out better for you, it looks like this product is just as good, if not better. But you know, again, we're testing on multiple vehicles. When I move around here, you can see the windage tray right there. Got a little bit of oil on it. Got a little bit of varnish there in the corner, but you know, some areas don't get splashed by oil as much as others. So everything looks good. That's the pickup tube. We look good. And as you guys can see, it's really clean in there. So carbon buildup is not our issue, is not anymore at least. The Valvoline Restore and Protect has done a nice job. Using the Mobil one really hasn't changed things. It looks exactly the same, so you know, we'll take that with a grain of salt, I guess. We have multiple other vehicles that we're currently doing the test on, and you know, when we get them all done, we'll make a decision on, you know, whether it's worth it or not. I mean, they do say guarantee 20,000 miles, which I don't know how brave you guys are, but I wouldn't do 20,000 miles. We did develop a little bit of oil leak, and a couple of people have complained about the Valvoline Restore and Protect causing oil leaks. I never had oil leak before, and you can probably see the seepage here. The oil housing, not the housing, this housing, but up there where it comes out of the block, that O-ring wore out. I don't really know how that happened, but it did. So again, take it with a grain of salt. Not sure if it was a result of this or something else, who knows. But we're going to go ahead and get this oil filter drained so we can get it off here in a moment. Okay, so we went ahead and broke that loose. But again, these tools are so cheap. I'll put them in the description as usual, but if you guys are not using one of these, do yourself a favor, make your life easier and use one of these. It just makes it so much easier to drain the oil and doesn't make a mess. Some people like the little plastic deals that come with the oil filters. I personally don't. I think when you have an option like this, it's so much easier to use and doesn't make a mess. This is going to be your better option. Let me move this thing out of the way so I can screw this thing on. It just simply screws onto place, collapses the spring inside so that all the oil out of the housing will drain out and not make a mess. And it has a nice convenient tube on it, and that helps you keep the oil going where you would like it to go, which is in the drain pan, not over your driveway or over your, you know, skin that you're trying to do this. But now that we have that in there, you just go ahead and screw this part in, and this thing will start to drain. We'll let it drain, and by the time this is done draining, my helper should be here, and we can get this done. We're going to rotate some tires and take a look at a couple other things since we already got the car in the lift. So just take a moment. You just want to make sure it's screwed all the way in. That way you get full drainage, and you'll see it's coming out there. Takes a little while, but it will get drained, and once that happens, then we're good to go for replacing the oil filter, and we'll take a better, closer look at that housing, see what's going on there. Alrighty here, so we went ahead and finished draining here. And again, these things are pretty easy to take off. You just unscrew it the way it went on. A little more difficult one-handed. My Ray-Bans, unfortunately, started having some issues. My first generations worked perfect for filming these videos, and the second generation, they did an update, and they froze up and never worked again. So they're in for warranty work, but that's been like 2 weeks, so that's kind of cruddy, unfortunately, because now we're back to the old way of filming videos, which isn't exactly the easiest to do one-handed when you're taking oil filters loose and stuff like that. Sorry, I broke this one loose before I got on video. That's why this is loose. If you're thinking about why that came off so easily. So reach in there and just make sure we don't get oil drippage everywhere. And my rag fell into the oil bucket, of course. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and take a look at this filter. I'm going to use a Fram this time. They're synthetic high endurance. As many of you guys probably already know, Fram, his parent company, has gone bankrupt. But, you know, their products have been good. We don't see any sparkly glitter here, so it is good. Filter feels light. Probably could have gone longer, to be honest. I'm going to reach down in here and pour out what's left, make sure there's no sludge or anything like that. And it looks good. Nothing crazy. It looks really good in there, actually. So we'll grab our new filter here. I like these because they have a, I don't know what that is. A little piece of something in there. It's important to make sure these are clean before you put them in. It has that mesh inside so it won't collapse on itself. These are designed to go more mileage. And then we're going to go ahead and get our O-rings and have our, there's that plastic piece if you aren't using the drain tool. So go ahead and pull the O-rings out and go ahead and put the new ones in. Alrighty, so we pulled the old O-ring off. You just want to use like a small screwdriver or something like that. You can push the O-ring on there, and then the second one's going to go on here. Can't do it one-handed, I just wanted to show you what. Alright, we just put a little oil on there, and we can go ahead and set it back in. And again, you can probably see up there, that's where the leak is, right there. Those are two O-rings that are in there. Not sure if it's the Valvoline Restore and Protect that causes these leaks with some of these seals, but it's not uncommon, and I'm hearing it from a lot more people, so maybe it is, I don't know. But we're going to take that apart next time. I'm going to order the part so we can do that. So go ahead and torque this bad boy down. We get this car back down on the ground, put some oil in her. All right, we're going to add our oil here. Again, because we're mixing oils, it's important. Even if you weren't mixing it, you still want to give them a good shake. If you're doing just 5 quarts, again, cut it in half, pour half of it out into another bottle, and then mix 50% if you're doing like a 5 quart capacity. But we have 10 in this one, so we're going to get her in. Okay, so we're going to reset the change oil light. We're just going to hold the reset button and push the on button twice. That'll give us a reset. Make sure you're in trip A. We actually went a little bit early on this oil change. Definitely want to get this video out to you guys. So we're going to go and reset a trip meter there. Start our car up. Start right up. Purge like kit like usual. Everything's looking good. Alright, so we got it started. Oil change is done. Oil level is good. We're going to do some update short, so look out for those. And we'll see if we'll get a change in the fuel economy. I'll update we'll do every fill up. And this thing goes about 350, 400 miles per fill up. So give you an idea of how the car's doing on fuel economy by mixing the oil. And then hopefully within a month here, I'll have enough miles to go ahead and do another oil change, and we can switch to 530 and we can go ahead and compare all 3 results. If you see anything on this channel that you want to use, any tools, I'll have them down in the description. If you don't see them in the description, please let me know. Those are affiliate links. It helps the channel. For you lurkers out there who are like watching and not subscribing, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, but it helps me beat the algorithm and get to more people like you that find these videos interesting or beneficial in some way. So thanks again for watching and have a great day.